Hi, this is Chris Wong with another workout video. For today's main workout, I'm working on the zercher deadlifts off a 5-inch deficit. So I'm just planning to warm up with some Jefferson curls, standing on my band hip thrust equipment. Because I'm at home and not at a gym, I have to work with what I have. I used to be able to do Jefferson curls up to 225 pounds, and I think I did it for like 4 or 5 reps, and I actually did find it quite challenging. I didn't find it strained my lower back, so that's why I started doing what I could do just to open up my mobility. I find because I'm still sore from doing 75 reps of squats, I need some a more thorough warm up. So, and because the zercher deadlift is in the rounded back position, so that's why I'm purposely rounding my lower back, and that's part of doing a Jefferson curl. And I'm trying to open up my hamstrings more and my hips as well. So that's why I'm moving like slow from top to bottom, trying to move through every single vertebrae, trying to round the back, completely round the upper back, and try to look down, and then try to get my hands past the toes. When I did this with the Jefferson, when I did this with the barbell, like when I got to the heavier weights, it actually got heavier, or it got to the point where I had to lean back a little bit when the weights got heavier, because doing the exact same position put me in the position where I could have tipped over forward more. Now, because I'm actually less focused on multiple exercises and trying to do one main lift, so I had more time or more focus towards other warm-ups related to the zercher deadlift. So that's why I'm doing like side-to-side lunges and circles, trying to improve my hip mobility, and then trying to do a squat down, and then some thoracic twists. Like, I know the exercise, when I get to zercher deadlifts, it looks like I'm going to injure my lower back because not many people will do it. It's very hard to get into position. So that's why like a thorough warm up of my my spinal area is very important for this exercise. I got the idea from reading up on strong lifts many years ago, and I always kept this routine of doing side-to-side lunges in a circular motion, and doing some thoracic twists in that way. Now my legs are still sore, so that's why I still decided to do some bodyweight squats. I was told that if I want to get rid of some of the soreness, I could either just rest completely for the next few days, or I could just try to do the same lift again, get some blood flowing, and then get the muscles used to working out sore, and then over time the soreness will dissipate a bit. So when I did the first couple reps, it was a bit challenging, and then over time I got used to it. So with the zercher deadlift, because I'm more focused on the exercise compared to like trying to do the exercise after many different variety of warm exercises or a variety of other main lifts, I actually feel like I'm more focused towards being more serious warming up. When I used to warm up, when I did zercher deadlifts after other lifts or before other lifts, I would skip a few increments on increasing the deficit slowly. So I used to do like standing on no deficit, then I would stand on 2 inches, 3 inches, and then 5 inches. And now because I'm more focused on it, I'm working towards standing on a no deficit, then 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, and 5 inches. Very slowly, and just do a set of 5 for each deficit without increasing the weight yet. And I still find this quite challenging. And I know some people have asked me, why would I do a lift like this if like no trainer was willing to teach me how to do this? Even when I went to a gym that was non-commercial, and the trainers will allow their clients to slam the weights on the ground, and they would teach like personal records on deadlifts. But the trainers I talked to there, the trainers I talked while I was there, they weren't comfortable doing the lift or teaching others to do it. And even I wouldn't be comfortable teaching other people how to do this lift. But I would say from my own experience, improperly warming up feels more strain on the lower back. It takes time to warm up, and that's why I spend a lot of time warming up on it. And even when I actually had a muscle tweak or a mild injury from this, I find that the muscle I tweaked the most was the hamstring, and that was probably caused by not being well prepared for the exercise. When I tweaked it and had like a really tight hamstring for a month, it actually I actually only did the exercise for like maybe 5 months, and that was like 4 years ago. I'm doing the exercise consistently, and right now I'm in my early mid-30s, and I still have the mobility to do this exercise. I think the carryover for his exercise is much better for like wrestling or for MMA type activities. Even though I don't do any wrestling or MMA, I also think that because the range of motion is much greater, I find like even going to the actual conventional deadlift would feel like mentally would feel easier, but the weight doesn't increase a lot from it if I just focus on zercher deadlift. Like I do find it strange. I've actually zercher deadlifted at one point. I think 335 or 345 pounds, and it was just like a really bad grinder. But then I never conventionally deadlifted 4 or 5 pounds with good form, or even successfully at all, lifted off the ground. I do find like when I do find this exercise, like it really works out the hamstrings a lot more effectively than the conventional deadlifts. Like I do find the core getting really activated, and I think it has to do with the barbell resting against the elbows, and when the bar lifts up, it's so close to my core that I think that's one of the reasons why my lower back doesn't really get strained. Like I think if I'm in the exact same position while holding the bar from my hands and from the floor, there'll be more lower back strain. Like if I'm purposely deadlifting with a rounded back from the floor, I find it will strain my lower back more. And I think part of it has to do with like the hamstrings really need to be activated, or in its weighted stretch position in order to reduce stress on the lower back. And just being used to getting to this position, it's actually helped me a lot with other like everyday lifting activities. Like when I used to do warehousing or moving heavy equipment, it would be a lot easier. Like I felt more confident to lift heavier equipment in a deep range of motion and less strain on the lower back. But I always kept a mental note to myself, always kept my core tight while moving heavy equipment as well. And because of the amount of warm-up sets I did, I found that my focus was much better when I got to the 290-pound set off 5-inch deficit. And I was trying for 3 reps, but I might have actually overdid it, or I got really tired by the time. But during the second rep, I found the bar was sliding off my forearms on one side, so I had to try to reset it. But I think part of it had to do with I was either very tired or because I was squat down for too long, so I lost some of the drive to continue on. But it could be like a mistake I made from previous days where I probably should have taken a day off, but I wanted to see how it would go if I did one exercise a day for multiple days. So after like a failed third rep, I just call it a day.